Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? We are back with episode. Is this 228? 228 of the Steel
Yes.
Factory podcast. I'm Rion, and I'm joined by my co-host Junior and Chewy today.
What's going on?
What's up?
All right. How many days till the draft? At the time this is going up, 10 days, and yeah, we're really starting to go right into, I guess, full on 7 rounds. Not really 7 rounds. But kind of just throwing out more takes now that, more news kind of circulates on what the Steelers are looking at. More players are starting to get more traction, starting to get a feel of what the team is kind of looking at. This past week, a lot more news came out, and we're kind of picking up some more like sleeper guys that we're kind of thinking of right now, right?
Yeah, just getting deeper into the draft boards and really getting a better feel for the class as a whole.
Hearing what the analysts are saying. Guys like Chris
I don't have-
Sims,
I don't have any.
Andrew Filipponi.
I don't have any OG takes. I can tell you that, dude.
But yeah, let's get into this kind of first bit of news. This past week, I think it was Friday actually, Budda Baker of the Arizona Cardinals requested a trade. And right away, the Steelers kind of came into that list of top teams that could be drawing interest to that. I know we picked up 2 safeties in this offseason, this free agency period, in Keanu Neal and we re-signed, what's his name, DeMonte Casey as well. So we lost Edmonds, brought back 1 safety, brought in a new safety. Do you think there's a void that Budda Baker could fill, and would it be worth the asking price?
All pro safety. He's 27, right? I think I would give him pick 80. I feel good. I feel good about that.
He was a second round pick.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. 7th round pick would do it.
7th.
Obviously, he fills a void, but do we really need him? No, I don't think so. Not for that price. He wants a new contract.
Is that what it is too? I think the numbers are out there. I think with his current contract, he'd probably be making. He'd probably owe him like around 12 to 15 million these next 2 years.
Yeah, he wants a new contract. That's really what it is.
And like I said too, we've kind of went over this in the past. We don't really need a guy that's outstanding next to Minka. Yeah, it'd be awesome to have 2 kick-ass safeties, 2 ball hawks. That way you're able to just move Minka wherever on the field, and as well as that other guy. But it's not really necessary to have another guy that's, I guess, all pro status in that area of the field. Do I think it's interesting? Budda Baker, yes, but there's not really a need, and I really don't know. If it happens, it'd be like okay, but also, and that's another thing too. It's like, is the asking price worth it?
Isn't he also a free safety, just like Minka? Like that's like their more natural position.
Yeah. Then again, too, we do need a guy that'll be better in the slot. I think that's the main thing we're kind of looking for. We're kind of looking for slot corner and a slot receiver on both sides, huh?
Yeah, I think the big need.
Yeah. Trade up for JSN, dude. That's the move.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. How about trading for D-Hop? I know his name's kind of been circulating too. He kind of wants off the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a fucking dumpster fire. What do you think about trading for D-Hop? Is that a slot? He's not a slot, is he?
What's our 4th rounder? Nah,
Fourth rounders would just lowball the fuck out of these teams. Who's our 5th? Give him a 5th in 2025. What about like Deontay for D-Hop straight up?
I would take that, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I know Deontay's like, we've got him on a longer contract, but like we're not even big fans of that contract anyway. I feel like last year he was like super underwhelming the whole time.
I think yeah, it's underwhelming. Yeah, it's not that big of a contract in comparison to other receivers, especially how crazy the market was last year. But when you look at it within our team, I think he's like the highest paid offensive player on the Steelers, which is fucking stupid. But yeah, we have a QB on a rookie deal.
I can't wait for that to be Kenny.
I could wait.
Yeah, dude, this is why everyone's saying that this is one of the craziest off seasons, and there's like they're saying Omar Khan is doing so much. I think it's because the last like 15 years, Kevin Colbert had to work around Ben's big ass contract, so there was not really a lot to do. And I think you're more or less seeing what you could do when you have a QB on a rookie deal, even if it is a new GM trying out new things. You know what I mean?
I think. I mean, you guys see, we might even trade up with the fucking Bears. I don't know if we talked about this
Oh
already.
yeah. What is this asking price? Because going up to 9 from 17, shoot, I don't know what that is.
32.
That's 32.
Yeah, maybe like a fifth or a sixth on top of it.
I think that's what like the whatever the weird like point system is for like draft picks.
Can we find that and go over that? Should we try that out? Draft pick
I
point
feel like
system.
those are bullshit. I don't actually believe in it, mainly because most teams are just gonna be like, okay, like what's a trade that's happened like this before, and then we'll just basically copy it.
Draft. Okay, I found one. It's just called NFL Draft Pick Points Chart by mynfl.com or mynfldraft.com. Okay, so if we have pick 17, we have 950 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it's different. It's different. It's different because 32 is technically a first rounder, and it's at 590 in this draft or in this chart. But what would 32 be if it was in the second round? How often does this happen where a team has to forfeit their first rounder?
What is pick 33 worth?
580.
I would
32 is
give us
590.
the full 590. Yeah, I think it's
585.
How much is pick 9?
Pick 9 is 1350. So it's 400 points more than ours. What's 49? 410. Shit, dick. Would you do 17 and 49 to get to 9?
Yes, but that's not possible.
You don't think it happens? What about 17, 49 and like 120, our fourth rounder?
Yeah.
Let's see. What is 120?
I already told you guys last week. I don't believe in
120 is
people
54.
past the third round.
120 is 54. Damn, that's crazy. We get into decimals once we get past the sixth round. Or no, even in the fifth round, you see some decimals. 39.5 at pick 133.
This guy just made this up, right? Like, they don't mean anything.
Oh, wait. There's previous draft results.
Khan's calling the fucking the Bears GM right now. But check out the chart on my NFL draft. It's like when you go on it's like when you're playing fantasy football and you use like a trade evaluator like fucking website and it's like kind of average, but it's like one guy per 5 guys.
Or how about when you guys were doing your fantasy draft last year and I was looking at Danny's PC and he had an Excel chart of some random guys from fucking Reddit's like charts. I know what each pick's value is and each player's value.
That's really how it goes, man.
Is that really it? You think that this is how this goes too? Is it the same? It's the same
No.
code?
It's not. I think it's just whoever's on the board. Like, what if the Bears' best player is available at 9? They're not going to trade that for
Paris
17.
Johnson, Skoronski.
Yeah, it's all about who's on the board.
I did find it interesting that there was a series of clips going around of Lucas Van Ness getting absolutely dominated by Peter Skoronski when they played last year.
I don't believe in Lucas Van Ness. Not a fan.
Do you believe in drafting an edge in this first round?
No.
Yes.
Who? Well, yeah. If we trade up to fucking Will
Nolan-
Anderson.
Nolan Smith.
Nolan Smith. What's he on PFF?
I don't want Nolan Smith.
Does PFF Big Board operate the same way as this mynfldraft.com? But yeah, there has been a lot of talk of the Steelers being high on a guy like Van Ness, who is at 14. Nolan Smith is where, you said? I don't even see him on this side. Oh, 22? Okay. Not bad. I don't know. I think too, like, does that tell you anything about Highsmith's contract at this point or where they're at with that if we're drafting an edge in the first round?
Yeah, it means we're gonna fucking trade that fool.
I hope we do.
And if we trade him, we would need an edge, but
We would need.
That's why. But yeah, we're saying if we were drafting an edge, what does that say about Highsmith's contract?
Well, if we draft an edge and we keep Highsmith,
And we put edges not at
I'd
the
be
edge,
pretty
like
pissed.
inside.
Depends on how big
inside
they are.
linebacker.
We
Smith,
do like.
yeah.
We like our edges huge though. Like I'm talking like 6'4" guys,
How big is Nolan Smith?
probably 6'4".
He's not that big,
He's
but
6'2".
6'2".
He's fucking small.
Fuck. Uh, yeah, I think you more or less see edges move to the interior rather than moving to middle linebacker. Going off that one point, right? They'd have to be a really kind of like different type of play style. So, knowing the Steelers and how, I mean, even though James Harrison, but then again, James Harrison was a fucking needle in a haystack, undrafted guy. The Steelers typically do go for bigger guys on edge, like a TJ Watt. I think Highsmith is what, like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" again. Yeah.
There it is. I
Um,
don't know. I don't want to go edge in this first round. I think we just write out Highsmith's contract,
and then go for edge.
extend
Go
him.
for edge next year,
And
right?
maybe fucking franchise him too. Who knows?
That's
Or
true.
are we just
Because
gonna use that on Najee?
we did it. We did not get Bud Dupree. Not a huge loss, but at the same time too, it's like, but if we do go edge, I would want to see that maybe pick 49, right? Because we do
I don't
need
wanna see that.
depth.
I don't want to see that anywhere in our top three, dude. We need depth at
Really?
receiver. We need tackles. We need corners. That's it. Those should be our 3 first picks in whatever order.
Oh yeah, let's do that. What is? I guess you just gave yours, right? What was it? Your rank guard positions in need. Tackle first.
Position need, probably left tackle, corner, and then receiver probably. But left tackle and corner are really, really fucking close.
Chewy.
I would go left tackle, corner, then inside linebacker.
Cool. I'd go corner, receiver, and then left tackle, and then middle linebacker before edge. That's just me though, because I think we do need the corners. I think I don't know. I'm just looking at our depth chart and how thin we are at corner and receiver in comparison to, I guess, tackle. I mean, yeah, you can bring him even if we do. I'm thinking is if we start Dan Moore, we're starting a guy we started the last 2 years, right? Even if he is below average in comparison to like corner, it's like, okay, we have nobody, and then wide receiver we only have 2 receivers, maybe a 3. In Calvin Austin, we don't know.
I don't know. I like Calvin Austin enough not to take like receiver in the first round.
You believe in Calvin Austin like that?
Yeah,
What was this 40 speed?
like 4.26 or something.
Was it? I thought it was
That's
like
pretty
4.33.
fast.
4.33. I don't know.
Calvin
It was
Austin.
4.1. On my watch, it was 4.1.
4.32.
4.32.
On my watch it was 4.29. So I was
I don't know about you guys.
I was measuring pixels and shit. I don't know.
I took the magnifying glass, the zoom in tool.
You know, I think I didn't look at his hands quite right because you know how they measure it based off like how your hands are moving.
How big are
When
his
you-
hands?
Are they bigger than Kenny's?
Like, imagine. Isn't he like 5'7" too?
They probably are. Like Kenny has like bottom 1% hands.
Bottom.
He's like the 0th for hands. Doesn't he have like the smallest hands ever?
I think he think he has like the smallest.
For a quarterback.
Yeah, since like Michael Vick or some shit. 9.25 inch. That's bigger than Kenny's, yeah. Damn, he was a redshirt senior too.
So Kevin Austin's like what, hitting 26, hasn't played a down of NFL football.
26.
How old is he? Redshirt senior?
He's at least
24.
Okay.
Yeah, this was old.
We do need to add to our receiver room by the end of day 2 though. How about these other guys that I mean, I guess we don't really know much about them yet. The other guys that we had brought in, Jonathan Mingo and Charlie Jones, the guy that came to visit.
I have no idea who those guys are.
Jonathan Mingo, is he Ole Miss?
One of them's Ole Miss, the other one's Purdue. Yeah.
I think I saw like 1 in 3 of the people that we've drafted in the last decade are people we've gone to visit or something like that. So like Weidl or Khan or Tomlin going out to a pro day or something doesn't actually really mean too much in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know the same stat for people that we've invited.
It's at least a pro day visit, and or bringing them in on the top 30 visit. But I think around probably like 90% of the people we bring in for the in-house visits are more or less guys that we're looking at later in rounds. Where should we go?
I'm back, bud.
All right.
What happened?
Now we're back.
My internet went out.
Dick.
Fuck.
Okay. All right. Let's wrap. Not wrap it up, but let's speed it on. So yeah, like I said, they kind of use the top 30 visits, in-house visits, for guys more in the later rounds, and then I think we look more at pro day visits and like combine meetings, interviews when we're looking at guys in the first round.
You know what I think is weird is like, wouldn't the big board that people create, or like their top 5 corners or top 5 QBs, wouldn't the list right after the college season be the best one? Just because at the end of the day, like, all that really matters is fucking film.
Tape is the
Yeah.
number one. But I do think, yeah, that plays another
Everything-
thing. But especially if you're a team like the Steelers, they really kind of look at character, which is pretty ironic knowing given his recent history with guys with character issues.
I mean, weren't we like going for Deshaun too?
no, we weren't.
Right. That was just
That was just you blowing smoke, bud.
That was Chewy was saying he'd buy a Deshaun jersey day one.
what the fuck?
He-
No, I wouldn't.
He said he would get it from AliExpress or DHgate, but
DHgate.
so as to not directly to support him, but he'd still cop.
Not sure.
Stupid fucking bitch.
Nah, it's cap. I stand with the accusers, but
I said with the accused.
Name one.
Name one. Aren't they anonymous?
exactly.
Are they?
Bringing it back now. Let's talk about our biggest draft sleepers then. I think 17. I mean, we are looking at, if we want to bring it back to like our big boards. Well, I do know. I think Andy Weidel was the one in charge of creating the big boards, and then Tomlin and Khan kind of more or less just pick from it once they get to our picks, right?
Yeah.
I think, and knowing this too, Andy Weidel being present at the Tennessee Pro Day for Down All Right, more specifically, kind of puts him higher on my board, and he was someone that I wasn't really too high on at 17. And then there's a guy that's like, he's not gonna fall to 32. But I think he is my biggest sleeper for the Steelers at 17. And I'm getting above lukewarm, more towards the hot area. Red hot almost for Darnell Wright. I know we did our ranking our offensive tackles last week. And I think we put him at 4 behind the big 3 and Broderick Jones, Peter Skoronski, and Harris Johnson. But I think Darnell Wright is a guy that deserves to be in that top tier with them now, that number 1 tier.
Yeah, I would take him at 17 if he's there easily.
I think he was a guy that shut down Will Anderson, right, in the Tennessee Bama
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Proof is
that's
in
who
the
Will
pudding.
Anderson said. Is that who that quote was about? Like, Will Anderson said, like, "Oh yeah, Darnell Wright's the best tackle I ever gone against."
So the best player he went against overall,
shit.
even considering Alabama practices too.
So
Shit.
I think one thing, I think one thing that's gonna be pretty big is he played 892 snaps last year at right tackle, right? But in
Right or
the year
left?
before at right tackle last year in 2022, but he played 920 snaps at left tackle in 2021. So, and then the year before he played 550 at right tackle. So I think this just speaks to like the Steelers love guys that are versatile. That's who they love. They just love like football players, right? Like, oh, he's a real fucking football player. They love those kinds of guys. And I think if they're seeing this with Darnell Wright, and it's like, okay, this is a guy that's gonna be there when we're picking. This is a guy that's gonna be able to be on the right, on the left, and he's gonna be able to play them both. at a very high level. Like I think this is a guy that we're gonna talk ourselves into like a lot, right? Obviously, if there's no character concerns, but like I could definitely see this guy being our pick at 17.
I forgot who said this. I think Baldinger is the guy that's kind of high on Darnell Wright as a sleeper. That ability to play multiple positions on the line not only shows like versatility, obviously, but a high football IQ as well. You could add on to that, being able to play multiple positions. I think he played 1 point guard. I forgot left or right guard, but he started a couple games at guard, I believe, as well, which is huge as well. Um, I don't know what is it the RAS raw athletic scores say for down all right, but
Yeah.
he's a guy to look out for at 17, I'd say. And
I know.
how about 32? Chewy is a guy at 32 that we should be on the look for.
DJ Turner, the cornerback from Michigan. He's fast, man.
He's fast. Was he the number one corner? 40 times looking at?
I don't know.
Can we get on that?
He's 67 on 50 on PFF. 4.26. Fuck.
Okay, but is he 5'11"? Okay. Not bad.
I like
5'11".
How-
5'11", 178.
178. Not
Would
bad.
like him to get
not
to
bad.
like 185 maybe.
I like him more than Banks.
Banks. Oh yeah, where was Banks? Was Banks like number 5 on our corner list?
Like Banks is big though. 6 foot, 197, 4.35. What the fuck?
That's a guy that's
It's like
AFC
raw.
North. Hey, that's a guy that plays our AFC North ball, bud.
Yeah, I mean Banks could develop.
We had him
So,
going to the
much
Ravens,
better.
right? We had him going to the Ravens.
Yeah,
Shit.
I think Christian Gonzalez is even like he's 6'1", 197, 4.38. Like he's right there, but he's like 2 years younger.
He's top 10. He's going top 10 for sure.
yeah. It's just for 32, but
For 32.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
let's talk
assuming
about sleepers.
Witherspoon, Gonzalez, and Banks will be gone at 32, and
Porter.
probably be up to Ringo at that point.
Between Porter and Ringo at 32. Oh yeah, we did go over how high the Steelers were on Ringo last week, but I think DJ Turner is a guy that could be pretty good. And
All right, are you putting him at 32 because of the Chris Sims gas, or is this a guy that's going to be there at 32? Because right on PFL he's at 67, right? Could we get him at 49? Like, because there's no sense in drafting a guy at 32 if we can get him later.
Just depends. Like, what if there's no corners left?
Oh, so this is PFF's mock too. I mean, the Steelers mock
Yeah,
could have him at closer to 40.
I think he could be there at 49. I'm just like, if you're at 32, I like him more than Ringo.
Sheesh.
If I could get him at
Okay.
40, I'll flip a bus.
The Ringer has DJ Turner at 42, so I could see it.
On their big board.
It's like middle of our pick zone.
And then
Yeah,
this guy. What happened?
I was gonna say, here's the thing that like even after like the top 12 picks, like pick 15, like 60, like they're not really getting huge jumps in talent, you know?
No.
Like that's what I've noticed. Like just listening to a lot of these analysts is like none of these guys are like there's not a lot of definitive tiers after you get past that like first one.
So you're saying like the first half of the first round is one tier, and then the next tier is just literally the rest of the first round, and then day 2.
Yeah, basically that's what I've been like seeing.
I can see that.
And obviously, like there's guys in there that are better than others, but like it's so jumbled. So that's probably why like DJ Turner on the Ringer's 42, and then on PFF he's fucking 67.
Yeah,
that's a lot of players.
It's more or less finding the guys that fit your scheme, and that you think you can develop, and then also I guess kind of go within that. I guess I mean you could always throw in character, but yeah, once you get to I guess that's like until you are looking for guys that fit into your scheme, you can fit into where you're trying to build, and guys that fit the best way, and that's really what it comes down to. And yeah, we're kind of just giving our 2 cents here into what guys would be good for the Steelers. And then I guess going to 49, or another sleeper would be Thule. the edge from USC. Do we have numbers on him? I'm pulling it up right now. Because I'm high on him after the Steelers brought him in for a visit. I didn't think we'd be kind of looking at him. But yeah, looking at
Julie?
6'3", 266 at a USC. What was the 40 time? Did we get it? Or did he not run a 40? I don't think he ran a 40. But yeah, this is the edge that'll obviously go in the second round. He kind of played, kind of shifted around the D line as well, right? But he's coming into the NFL as an edge. I guess when you're playing in college, you kind of more or less play inside. But I think the Steelers would look to put him on the edge. 6'3", 266.
Yeah.
He's huge, yeah. I mean, if they want to play edge, he'd probably have to get down to maybe like 250, 255. What is TJ Watt, actually? I feel like TJ Watt might be 240.
You're not going to find any good numbers.
Yeah, it's not accurate.
Pro Football Reference has him at 252, 6'4".
Wikipedia has him at 251, but
fuck. I don't know. My head had him at 253.
The Steelers have him at 252, so maybe he leaned down a little bit, or maybe he had an extra cheeseburger. Or less.
That's you're comparing combine training camp to week 17, dude. How much do you think you have to eat to stay at like 250 when you're working out that much?
Fuck ton.
Dude, imagine linemen. Dude, eating for fucking linemen's a job. Fuck that shit.
How about how everyone else feels like they get thinner by the end of the season, right? Meanwhile, guys like Big Ben would just go even more.
He's just naturally big, dude.
I think he's just trying to cope, like all the fucking hits.
Because yeah, I mean, we'd always say like, yeah, Big Ben week 3 compared to week 12, there's like a clear 10-pound difference, and he's gaining like plus 10 in every category in terms of skill.
I mean, imagine a 300-pound Big Ben. Like, could we?
Dick.
Do we cop state?
Cop state.
Is that current Big Ben?
I wonder what he's at right now. I think he's. Dude, the crazy thing was how every offseason you'd always hear the bullshit headline, "Oh, Ben's in the best shape of his life," and then come November, you'd be like, "What happened to that?"
Imagine if he worked out.
The crazy thing is, Kenny has to put in all this offseason work just to be like a quarter of what Big Ben was off not throwing a football the whole offseason.
Not even that, dude.
I'm trying to find some bullshit hot takes just to run it by you guys right now. Going on the Steeler Twitter. Another guy too, Tyreek Stevenson. Be on the lookout for him. I think he maybe more of a 49 guy in addition to Tully. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his last name. Will McDonald. I know we went to his pro day.
I like him.
I like him. He's an edge though. I don't want us to go edge in the first round.
No, he wouldn't be there, or he wouldn't be anywhere near our first round pick.
I think a 49 would be.
Well, McDonald, he's high on PFFs actually though.
Do you feel good about like tackle, corner, and then edge then?
I still think I want us to have better middle linebackers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before we worry about edge, but I don't. TJ Watt's not going to play every down. Alex Highsmith's not going to play every down. So we do need depth. And yeah, like you said, the drop off after like the third round. And the fact that we don't even have a 4th or 5th round too, kind of makes me uneasy there. Do we make moves trading? I don't know, and I don't think we would either. Sounds like a stupid thing to do, because normally when we do that, we just bring in a guy that fucking looks like dog shit, and then Malik Reed, and then he's the reason we don't have like a 5th or 6th rounder now. And it'll just come down to finding a sleeper, I guess, if we want to find a guy in that position.
We'll just craft another guy in the 3rd and then make him as good as Alex. Like, we're that good at developing people.
Ideally, right? You get a guy in the 3rd round. Because that draft, we had Claypool in the 2nd and then Alex Highsmith in the 3rd.
Remember when we were like super gassed up about Claypool?
I still am.
You
I mean,
guys
we
were.
have pick 32 about him. We still have pick 32.
Imagine we send 17 and 32 to the Bears for 9. So really, we just flip 17 and Claypool for 9. Like I would make that trade every day of my life.
I would too.
We get fucking Paris Johnson, cream of the crop.
Is he the guy you go for though? If you trade up for 9, are you trading up? Or
I think
do you want Witherspoon?
I don't think he's there.
I
at
guess
9.
it'd be Gonzalez if you're the Steelers, since you brought Gonzalez in for a visit. Who's more
I
likely to
don't
be
know
there?
if I do that.
Who would be there at 9? Johnson or Gonzalez?
I think Johnson's more likely.
Because you have Peter Scaron. I think Peter Scaronski is more likely to go first, right?
I have
At
no
tackle.
idea. I think that he's gonna play guard though.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're just looking at the top prospect, Scaronski has a higher likelihood to be that top prospect to go in the top 10. Whereas Gonzalez is honestly a lock to be the first corner off the board. I'm trying to make sure we were caught up to all the news this week though before we wrap it up here.
Yeah, what the fuck happened this week?
Just mainly like Budda Baker. We kind of got more news about the Steelers in-house visits. Who was at Darnell Wright's pro day?
Did you see the fucking Jim Irsay tweet that you sent? I guess you did see it, but
yeah, Dick, I sent it to you.
that shit was fucking dumb. He's like, we could trade up for a QB, we could stay and get a QB, we could trade down for a QB. We have a lot of options.
And then he listed every guy that they've talked to or whatever.
Will the Colts trade down at pick 25 for Hendon Hooker?
What is that pool? 4 to 25? That's 4, right? They're at 4?
Yeah,
We had him getting Richardson, right?
Yeah, I think that's capped though. I think they're more of a Levis kind of team.
Levis.
I don't know about that. Isn't their new head coach the Eagles OC?
Yeah.
They just had Hurts, bud.
That's true. That's Richardson all day. How about the news about everyone was talking about this. This was going all over the social media. Big Ben saying that people don't fear Lamar picking you apart from the pocket, and everyone made a big deal about it. Like Ben wasn't speaking the truth.
But they don't. Like, it's like that's not Lamar's thing at all.
Ben literally, I think it was PFF that posted it too to kind of take it out of context. I mean, yeah, they got to do their thing for clicks, but it was basically they took the one quote where it's like teams just don't fear Lamar picking them apart from the pocket, and everyone was after Big Ben, and then they pulled up the stats, passer rating from the pocket, and Lamar has a higher passer rating than Ben all-time
It's
career.
like saying people aren't afraid of Tom Brady running it down your throats. That's just for his mobility in the pocket.
I don't know,
I've seen some that they start comparing. I hate when they start comparing stats like that.
It's cherry picked too.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like Ben's 15 years more of experience against Lamar's 5 years.
But Lamar has a higher passer rating than Ben in the pocket. That's all they say. I hate that it was RG3 too.
Wait, I feel like
those numbers.
I feel like Lamar Jackson would only throw out of the pocket like if it was designed to be like his very, very first read. At any other play, you see Lamar fucking breaking out of the pocket and scrambling as fast as he can. Like those are designed plays to be thrown out of the pocket, like specifically.
Oh, and teams just they're not they're stacking the box against them. They're giving them the throws pretty much, right? They're stacking the box. They're not putting that many. They're not dropping many back.
They fear his running ability. Like that's pretty much what Ben was saying. Like he wasn't saying he's a bad player. He's just saying the truth. Like what makes Lamar great.
And in turn, he's had a better, marginally better passer rating from the pocket because of Ben. Because teams would have to, they'd have to drop more back. They wouldn't fear Ben running out. They'd fear him like moving laterally, right, around, but not fucking running up.
It's just like Chris Sims putting DJ Turner at number 2 on his corners. Like, this is all for clicks, dude. None of it's real. Everything's fake.
You don't believe in Chewy saying DJ Turner is a big sleeper?
I think he's good. I don't think he's a big sleeper. Like, everyone has him as a top 5 corner.
Nah, they don't. That's cap. He's like 7 or 8.
Man, my boy.
Not bad, my boy.
Dude, everyone after 2 is like, it could be anybody.
Dick.
Wait, that's big though. Him not having Witherspoon and Gonzalez as his top 2. That's pretty much a given for everybody.
Wait, who's the number 1?
Should I bring it up? We probably sent it in our chat, right?
Oh, he has Witherspoon 1 and Gonzalez 3. No, Witherspoon is 1, Gonzalez is 3. Ringo is 5. And
Who's
Deontay Banks.
Porter Jr. not making his top 5. Wow.
I think Chris Sims convinced me on Deontay Banks at 49.
Dick. He's gonna be top 25.
Because of this too, like where these guys are kind of ranked up to go. Dude, honestly, it's hard to say what we're gonna go for here. Because he could go corner, could go tackle. There's all the talk about going edge. But if there's one guy that you could trade up or down for, who would it be?
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon trade up?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Witherspoon would like seriously fucking. He'd be great for our defense. He's got that dog in him.
That dog? My dog's
But like
barking.
seriously, he has it in him.
Would you rather trade up or down?
What?
Would you rather trade up or down?
For Witherspoon? I'd trade down for Witherspoon.
No. Not for Witherspoon. Just in general, like when come draft night, would you prefer us trading up or trading down? Like trading up for Witherspoon or trading down and getting Deontay Banks, whatever. I mean, it could be anybody.
I'd rather trade up just because I believe in higher ceilings.
Yeah, what do you believe in more, trading up or trading down?
I don't know who's on the board when I'm available to trade down.
I mean, it's both completely based on like who's there and is it worth it, right? Like if there's no one we like at 17, it's like, well, fuck this.
Yeah. Is that how it works? Like when it gets to your big board and you're just like, well, we don't really like anyone here. We're getting a couple phone calls for trades. Do you just do it? Who's messaging?
Yeah.
Did I get a message or is that from our Discord? Let's wrap it up.
Again?
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. I don't want to just say it because I don't want to open the message on my computer while I'm recording, so I had to pull it up on my phone. But yeah, we'll call it here. This was a nice pregame for next week when we do our 7 round, because I think that to next weekend's the last weekend before the draft, and then we'll go into our full 7 rounds. Yeah, this is good talk.
Be a couple top boys deep.
Oh yeah,
getting some hot takes.
Getting good talking shop to this week to kind of pregame for next week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's episode of the Steel Factory podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a rating. Tell us your favorite part. Leave your Steelers mock drafts below if you guys made it this far and hear this. And peace out.
We'll read some of yours next week.
Oh yeah.